Hey, what's going on, guys? So on my last ride, I took a spill. Kind of hurt myself a little bit. But what I want to do today is kind of analyze where I failed and where I went wrong. Hopefully, it'll help me out next time, and who knows, maybe it'll help you guys out too. Stay tuned. Let's check it out.
Q Tracks.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Courtney Blackout Mountain Biking. All right, so first, let me talk to you about that clip you just saw. That was this ride I took the other day on a pretty rough trail. You know how that GoPro effect is. Don't really show you much as far as how steep it is, but it's pretty steep and technical. And before I came off, that was the furthest I had gotten on that trail. So I was feeling good and feeling pretty pumped because I had made it past my previous sticking point and I was still going. And all of a sudden, boom, stopped dead in my tracks. The end result was, as you can see, I didn't go over the bar, so it wasn't technically an OTB, I guess. But I did get kind of thrown into the bars. ITB? I don't know. But anyway, so I hit the bars pretty good, and I haven't been to the doctor or anything, hospital, get checked out, but I'm pretty sure I may have cracked a rib. So I'm just kind of taking a break, which is pretty unfortunate because today is beautiful and I can't ride. I may try to ease out and just do a little something easy just to get some miles in tomorrow, but anyway, speaking of that fail, do you guys ever look at mountain bike fail videos and kind of analyze what goes on and what happened? I know I find myself looking at those videos a lot, to the point my wife doesn't even like watching them. She wonders why I look at all these mountain bike fails and then go out and ride. Because she doesn't like to see it. It makes her even more anxious when I go ride after seeing all of that. But for me, I can kind of watch those videos, and some of them, you kind of can see, oh, well, this is what they did, this is what they should have done, and I think it kind of helps me when I go out there because I have some of that stuff in mind because, my age, I do not want to fall, do not want to get hurt. So I kind of take all those things into account when I'm out riding. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get out there and not have any falls, of course, as you can see. But I think if you see what someone else has done that didn't work, maybe you kind of build upon that. And that way, okay, you don't do that, so let me try it this way. That, what you tried, the new process, a new attempt, may be good, may not work at all. But then you go somewhere else. You don't repeat the same tactics because you're going to come up with the same results. So you kind of grow and build from that. So what I wanted to do, which would have been great if I could have gone back out to that trail and showed you exactly the section that I was on and kind of analyze what happened at the scene of the crime. But that section on that trail was pretty far out there. It's probably 5 or 6 miles out. And the way I'm feeling, I didn't want to risk it because it was pretty gnarly, I guess, pretty gnarly getting out there to that point. And at the time that I fell, or or came off my bike or whatever. Really didn't feel like analyzing at the time. My only thinking was, let me just get out here, make it back to my truck. So what I did was I set up a replica of what went on that day, and I'm going to analyze it for you guys here, right in the backyard. I mean, there's nothing, just right back here on the court back there. Now, it's nothing obviously exact, but it can kind of give you some ideas of what happened and what we can do to get better. All right, so let's head back there. Let's see what we can figure out. See if we can analyze this thing and do better next time. All right, hang on. All right, so like I said, this is not going to be to scale or anything, just to kind of give a good idea. And no, I'm not about to ride over these. I just want to give an idea about what went on. So basically, you're coming down the trail, or in this case, me, I was coming down the trails. And as you come up to an obstacle, you kind of want to shift your way back to get that front tire over, kind of like what you practice on your manual machine. Once it's over and the rear tire starts to come into contact, you kind of shift your weight forward, kind of curl your feet under the pedals and kind of lift up that back end. And then as you approach your next, you shift your weight again to the rear to get the front over, shift your weight forward to bring the front over, and we do it again. Shift the weight, front tire comes up, shift the weight forward, rear tire comes up. So that's basically what we're supposed to do, kind of like what should happen. But it doesn't always happen that way, especially in this case, because there wasn't much room between the two lifting sections, two sections I had to lift up on. So that's why I moved that stone a little closer together. So here we go. We're coming down the trail again. Shift the weight to the rear, lift that front tire, shift forward to get the rear tire up. Next obstacle, we shift the weight to the rear again. Front tire pops up over that obstacle. Shift forward to get the rear over. But front tire is hitting on that next obstacle before we kind of can really get clear of the rear. So we're so focused on the front, on lifting that rear, that we forget about the front, and we're stopped dead in our tracks. And that's what you see on the video. I'm kind of just stopped dead in my tracks and thrown forward. But basically, what I'm thinking, I may be wrong, but what I'm thinking as we're going through that process, what should happen, we'll shift our weight back to get the front tire over, shift forward, but at the same time, we have to kind of immediately shift our weight to the rear to get that front over the next obstacle when there's not much room. And what probably should happen, as opposed to shifting your weight because there's not much time, we'll just move the bike underneath us. It's almost like our body position stays the same. We just push the bike forward. It shifts the weight. As we push the bike forward, our weight is going to automatically shift. So maybe we need to do that, and that will help us to kind of adjust a little quicker. That way it'll get us up over the rear by shifting forward, but then throwing the bike to the front to get our weight off of those handlebars so we can clear that next obstacle. That's what I think happened, but hey, I could be wrong. All right, so what'd you think? Was I kind of headed in the right direction, or was I just totally off? Let me know in the comments. Feedback is greatly appreciated. You guys know I'm still kind of learning this thing, still trying to figure things out. So I look forward to hearing what you guys thought about my analysis of it. But be sure to subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out the channel. Leave me a like I said before, leave me a comment, man. I'm looking forward to those. All right, take care, be safe. We got this.